And I want to make sure I thank my awesome grandkids. They say that the reason your grandkids are the reason you don't strangle your own children. Certainly has that true in my case.
Our first honoree is Howard Benson, who has been selected as Man of the Year. Sponsored by the Mountaineer Enterprise and Lifeways, our special presenter for this award is someone who knows Howard pretty well. His son, Clint Benson.
Good evening. Okay, I was told to keep this short and sweet, so I figured I'd just stand up here. Just kidding. Council President Kirby asked me to make sure that I shared every detail. I want to make sure to do justice. So, about 40 minutes here. Howard Benson was born in Durham, North Carolina in 1949. All right. Okay. So I wanted to share just a few things about my dad here tonight. One thing was his community involvement. He was, like we know, on the Lifeways board, the Lions Club. Some of my earliest memories, I remember going to the Ontario High School football games and eating those delicious corn dogs. And he always hooked me up at the games, so that was pretty neat. And I remember helping him put flags out some days on the Lions Club. He's still involved in community. He's involved in the gun club. He has coffee with some old timers at Burger King, I think, once a week. So he's just that type of person that's always involved in the community. I have some memories as a credit union kid. I learned how not to push the little button. That has a little story with it. I learned that. I remember holding just stacks of cash in the vault as a kid, and that was pretty cool. And I remember accompanying him on work trips all over the state of Oregon, and as I got older and had some challenges, he always knew right when to get me out of town, so that was pretty awesome to take those trips with him. And one thing I remember about the credit union is his employees always spoke very highly of him, and that says a lot about a manager. I only heard one person ever speak negatively of him, and I think he repossessed one of his cars. He's not here tonight. How long ago? I also learned, as watching him as a manager, the importance of not gossiping. So I knew that he had some things going on at times in his career, but he would never come home and talk about that stuff. He would never talk about people that way. And so that's a lesson I've learned and tried to implement in my life, is that gossip really doesn't get you anywhere. So, and the importance of people. And it says a lot about his employees and how they treated him and how he treated him. And so he's really good and really valued the people in his organization. And I think he would agree that someone's not successful without the people around him. Which brings me to the first thing I was going to do, and I didn't do it. I want to introduce my mom, Cathy Benson. I couldn't believe that saying that everyone said, behind every good man is a good woman, and I believe that.
That's right.
They're a great example of parents and married folks are still married and a very healthy home, and so I'm grateful for that. He also taught me, and I watched him model continuous improvement in his career. And so I saw him come from Klamath Falls. We moved here in 1983, I think. And I watched him as a kid and me growing up go from a small credit union to a pretty large and successful organization. And that doesn't just come with staying where you're at. He was always continuously improving. So that was a big lesson for me. And this one will be tough. I got to talk to, he's a great father and grandfather. One important lesson I'm very grateful for, and he didn't even intentionally do this, was I was raised to never be prejudiced. And so he grew up in the South in a pretty tumultuous time, and I never had that growing up. And so that's and I know people that grew up with that. And so I'm very grateful that he taught me that everyone bleeds red. And so we're all on the same page here. He's always been supportive and very patient. Believe it or not, I haven't always been the angel that I am today. I'm sure that, when you think about unconditional love, I gave him every reason to not be patient with me. And he kicked me out at just the right time in my life. I'm thankful for that. And so, anyway, it's my great honor. I'm grateful you're my dad, and I'm grateful for you and my family. And it's my great honor to introduce the 2024 Man of the Year, Howard Benson.
Put that there so I remember, right? Everything he said was true. Thank you very much. I do have a couple of notes to make sure I get everything said. First of all, thank you, Clint, and thank you to the Chamber of Commerce. It's a real honor to be recognized as I am tonight. I really appreciate it. And it's a real honor to be recognized alongside the other folks that are being recognized tonight. It's a really good place to be. And I thought I would start with a little short slideshow. A review of each year starting in 1983. No, not really. We're not going to do that. The honor was a total surprise to me. I guess I've always said that I don't do things for the recognition, to do them just because it's the right thing to do. That's what I was taught by my mother and father and family. So I want to thank all of the people and the organizations that made this possible in the 41 plus years that we've lived in Ontario. Some of those, the Mount Here Federal Credit Union. Yay! All the members of the credit union, the employees, the boards, committees, they all helped make this possible by being understanding. The Ontario Lions Club, the TBCC Foundation, the Chamber, Lifeways, the Mount Here Enterprise, of course. It's been 5 long years, no, a few years with them after I retired and had to look for something to do, so that worked out really well. And here lately, as Clint said, this Maker of a Sportsman, so something to keep me busy. I didn't realize when they drug me into that in 2014 that it was a lifetime appointment. But it appears that it is, and I hope it lasts a long time. Most of all, I want to thank my family that's made everything possible over the years. As Clint introduced my wife, Cathy, I think we hit 51 years sometime this year. We'll do well. It's at April sometime. April 15th, I can never forget. Of course, my son's Clint, and then there's Tom, who's an older son who happens to be in Finland, living now. Couldn't convince him to come have dinner with us tonight for some reason. And they had the nerve to take our granddaughters with them several years ago when they moved over there. They're doing very well. They're being very successful over there. So unfortunately, I don't think we'll ever get them back into the States. And I want to make sure I thank my awesome grandkids. They say that the reason your grandkids are the reason you don't strangle your own children. Certainly has been true in my case. Thank you to all the local businesses that are represented through the chamber, and maybe some that aren't, that I've worked with over the years. And I just want to thank you very, very much for the honor. And And hope you enjoy the rest of your evening. Thank you.